Yeah, Google's got to pay, man. When they censored the assassination attempt, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
They
censored Joe Rogan's video.
Oh, yeah.
They censored Joe Rogan's video. The #1 podcaster in the world. You're censoring him? Mm-hmm. That's stupid. When a guy's that big, you can't censor anymore. He's too big. And now the left is like, we need a Joe Rogan. Well, you don't need a Joe Rogan. You had Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was considered a leftist. He voted for Bernie Sanders, or at least he endorsed Bernie Sanders in 2020. Elon Musk voted for Biden in 2020. You lost these guys because your policies are way left and they go against the values of the American people. American people care about the economy. They care about their families. They care about this country not getting in meaningless wars. The Democrats only care about, transgenders or LGBT rights or all this other nonsense that goes in on the left. No one cares. And you lost your election because you didn't listen to your base. Listen, most Democrats, I believe personally, are good people. I believe most Democrats are good people. But I think they've been brainwashed so much. And, since 2016 about how bad Trump is. You notice they didn't use that racist stuff against him this year?
Didn't work.
Remember how they were saying he's racist in 2016 and 2020? I didn't hear anything about him being racist this year because it doesn't work. People are past that.
Yeah.
And shout out to all the men in the United States of America who said, we're not going to have a woman lead us. We're not going to have a woman or women who cannot go to war send men who can die in war. That's a big deal.
Could either of you guys ever vote for a woman for president?
I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
Why?
It's only because not even on no personal bias or experience. It's just on a genetic level. It's just proven that they're more emotional and just. I feel like that's the reason enough.
Okay.
Just being too emotional because on certain situations when you have a whole entire country that you can run, you have to look at things without emotion. You got to look at things pretty critically, and it's proven also that emotions, whether you male or female, it cloud judgment. Now you cannot have someone in a position of power with cloudy judgment. If that is acceptable, then why not allow air pilots or bus drivers to drive while under the influence? Because that clouds your judgment. Right. Your emotions can cloud your judgment the same way as being intoxicated. People that are clouded through anger or pain or sadness, they do some crazy things. Things that you would see a drunk do. There's people that's extremely sad. They'll drive off a bridge, or if you're extremely angry, you'll wreck your car. You can't really have that much power, I think, in, control the lives of everyone else if you're more subjected to your emotions than others.
I feel that.
You're at a greater risk. Just like having someone that has a history of drinking. They would be at a greater risk of making a mistake in our country if you have wine around them. Well, a woman can't run away from their risks. It's what they're born with, which they have a lot of great things that they have that we don't. We have to run, we can't run away from our risk either. But in terms of making a decision, a man should be at that position because there's less likely for him to have emotion in that decision. You can't guarantee it. There's a lot of emotional men, but it's less likely. And you want to make things easier on the country because it's about more than one person. You're deciding the life of everyone. You want to go with the best option available, and out of that, it's always going to be a man because it's less likely to be an emotional individual running your nation.
Yeah, I agree with everything he said, but I also want to look at history. When you look at the world history, you've seen women in positions of power have been terrible for the people of their nations. The last United Korea was led by a princess. Now it's divided in two. Hawaii was led by a woman before it was annexed by the United States of America. There's many countries in the world, including the last princes of the Ming Dynasty. They were around for decades, centuries. And then a woman took that position and it's all over with. So I like to look at history. Even recently in the UK, we had a woman in charge for 40 days. She did such a disastrous job in the economy. In 40 some days, she had to resign. I mean, this is not a joke. People just need to look at history. Don't. You can say I'm misogynistic all you want. You can say he is, but look at the facts. Women's in positions of power has not benefited the people of their nations. So no, I don't think a woman should be in position. Now, could I ever vote for a woman? If a woman like Condoleezza Rice was running, I could consider it. I'm not saying it's an impossibility, but it's just very, very unlikely. I will say this: can a woman become president? Yes, I think it's possible. Should a woman be able to vote? Hell no. The 19th Amendment needs to be repealed. The 19th Amendment did more damage than COVID-19. And that's just the reality of the situation. Because think about what's going on right now. The worst thing that's going on in this country is you have boys being raised by women because no woman can teach a boy how to become a man.
Yeah.
And because you have that going on in society, these beta males grow up and they don't know how to take care of families. This is why the system is broken. We need to change this, and we need to change it let's just put it this way. There's so many little boys being raised by women nowadays. I think that if a boy doesn't have a man in his life, they got to go to military school on the weekends.
Wow.
There's got to be some kind of program to teach these guys some masculinity. Yeah. Because I don't want to see guys crying. Oh, something didn't go your way. What the hell? You're not a woman, bro. Yep. You can't be crying about this stuff. A man has to step up. And, I've seen guys basically crying because something didn't go their way. Yo, my dude, what the hell? You're a man. This is not what's supposed to happen. Listen, a man becomes a man when he starts caring about other people more than himself. When he starts caring about his kids, when he starts caring about his wife, that's when a man becomes a man. Because, quite frankly, I want all the stress in my family on me. If I have a bad day, I still come home with a smile on my face, and my woman knows nothing about it because she does not need to be having that stress. Stress causes women to become masculine. I don't want my woman to be masculine. I want my woman to give me a back rub when I come home. I want my woman to do some other things, but I don't want her to start engaging in my problems. As a man, if you're broke, you find a way without basically making it the woman's problem. That's always my opinion. And that's why I've seen successful marriages. The woman, does what she wants. If she wants to do yoga all day, she wants to go to the beach with the kids, whatever. That's her life. Let her do it. Your life as a man is to provide the best possible position for your woman to be in so she can raise the kids. Now, as a woman, it's your job not to nag your man to death so you can actually go out there and accomplish something.
I feel that. So you're not big on therapy?
Who needs therapy? Therapy. Why would I? And again, aren't therapists like 60% women?
A lot of them are women.
I want to tell a broad about my problem. She's going to make it better. Come on, guys.
I've tried. It didn't work on me, but how do you feel? How do you feel about it?
I've tried it as well, and it was a woman. I think every time.
Yeah.
But it didn't really work. It's just kind of pointless. The whole conversation really made me think about the whole toxic masculinity lie, though, because they'll say that men can be toxic, but when you think about a male, no household is shown that if it's a single male household, it's in a 30 times better position than a female household, that a child is more likely to do two things. They're more likely to follow the rules, and they're more likely to show their respect. So if they have a single father compared to a single mother.
Interesting.
Now, the main problem is emotions is what you see in a single mother household. You have emotions, and they're breaking the rules. So you have emotional men that typically break the laws when they get older. Truly, the toxic masculinity comes from single mother households. So truthfully, I don't think there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. It's females that have raised men in a single mother household without a man that has made them toxic. I think a man in a natural environment with only a man, even without a woman. Now, it would be way better if they have a mother as well. Yes. But if he has just his father, he will not grow up to be toxic, or it's even less likely for him to be so. He'll be less emotional to a single mother household male, and he would be more likely to follow the laws.
Wow. Just
because he has a father. Because the father instills that fear. Mothers usually see when the kids act bad in grocery stores, they'll get loud with them and make threats. Yep. Sometimes they can give you that look, and it's just, it's like, man, my dad he's terrifying.
Facts. 100%.
It's just that order and that structure and that fear of God of doing the wrong thing, it goes a long way from when you're older. And if you're in a single mother household, you don't have that experience.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, when I go out to Vegas, I'm gone for 5 days to a week. I come back home. Kids ain't listening to the woman as much as they should. I'm around there.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.